in Hawaii here, guys, I just want you to know it's very, very hot. So I'm trying my best to stay hydrated. Okay. As you guys come in, just go ahead and hit that like button. I'll appreciate it. Today we're going to talk about they won't like it, but set boundaries anyway. I don't know if you guys have anyone in your lives where, that done day has come back on the island. We say, this little insect had ran out of honey. So at the end of the day, for those that's island, you got that, right? Sometimes we get to the point in our life where, we have to just be firm and set those standards and boundaries and demand our little respect, especially in our space when it comes to our space. So today's topic, we're going to talk about the backlash of setting boundaries, why it hurts, but why you must do it anyway. Okay? This topic explores the internal and external challenges that many of you guys may have had, either currently or in your past, or probably this topic will help prevent you for the future, okay? Because we're going to make sure that there's great way to set boundaries, and then it's a great way as well to stay formed, but doing so, I also want to let you all know the backlash of sometimes we're going to lose a few on the way because we have to put our foot down and we got to stand firm, you know. And some of those boundaries that we are about to set, I'm going to help guide you guys with certain, advice that I've been using, because trust me, I'm one that in a few years past that people could just, I'm that go-getter, and also I am the go-to person within the family. So at the end of the day, family, friends, any type of circle you go into, if you're that go-to person, you tend to get a bulk of wants, needs, and extra, you know, I can't even fix the word to fix it, but you get overloaded. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's wait for some of you guys to come in. If you're just coming in, just go ahead and like that button. Today's going to be a quick little chit chat with you guys because I already planned with the kids. We're going to go out and we're going to get outside just so that we could enjoy this hot sun. It is hot. Even Superman, guys, is catching a cab at this point in time. I tell you the truth. Even Superman, trust me, and he can fly. I can't. But man, whew, it's hot. It's caliente here in Hawaii. Okay, but I wanted to talk about boundaries, guys. It's one thing to set the boundaries. It's another thing to stand firm on your boundary setting. Okay, some of us, we are so used to being overwhelmed with everybody and everyone's situation that we tend to not take care of ourselves. We get overloaded, we put everybody first, and we tend to not protect our peace. Okay, so this topic we're going to talk about how people used to manipulating and overstepping, how they're going to react to your, how they're going to react to your setting of boundaries, and it's going to be negatively, some of them. Then you're going to talk about the emotional toll that it can take on you to enforce them, because saying one thing and following through with it is another. Okay, so I know you all probably listened to a few of the other messages in regards to following up and following through. I did a whole bunch of them just to prepare you for today of the backlash of your boundary setting. Okay, so hopefully you all go, if you have not yet gone and listened in, go to listen to them. They're pretty good. Okay, and they'll prep you for today's message of how to stand firm on it and not backing down. And also the last one that I want to talk about that people probably will give a little bit of negativity towards you on is the personal growth and respect that comes with standing firm. Because they're going to push back on you, but you still have to be strong and hold them to task. Okay? My advice by setting boundary doesn't make you mean. It don't mean that you're mean because you're setting boundaries, guys. It just means that it makes you honest. You have to be honest with yourself, honest with the people that surround you. If someone is upset by your boundaries because they are benefiting from your lack of one. So anybody that is upset because you set a boundary, and it can be any boundary. I mean, it can be boundaries, financial boundaries, it can be friendship space boundaries. You can even have boundaries with your spouses. Like everybody has their own space. You have to protect your peace. You have to protect what's your little priority space that you have, and everyone should be able to respect that, okay, without getting into their feelings. So setting up boundaries, even though you're going to get backlash, that don't mean that you're mean. It means that you're standing firm and you're protecting your peace. You're protecting your space, so that way whenever that whoever comes into your little box, you can be like, no, 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 no. I don't need. I'm not giving you money. Let's talk about the finance boundary. I'm not going to give you money. I feel that I can teach you how to fish. I'm not going to be giving you fish, and you need to figure out how you're going to stand up in your little croaker sack. We call it croaker sack on the island. You know, the little paper bag. Everybody better be able to hold up in their own little paper bag, because I can't hold your paper bag in my paper bag. So sometimes, especially when it comes to financial boundaries that you set, it can be a little bit of turmoil there, especially with people that have been used to just being sucking and sucking and sucking, and you're so kind. You don't have the power and strength to say no. You just continuously say it, like, undercover, like, okay, I'm going to give it to you this time, but I'm not going to be able to do it next time. And then they'll come back again because they know you're not going to cave, and you don't know what no means. You don't know what no means. If you don't know what no means, how you expect another individual who's reaping your benefits from pulling from you to know what no means too? They don't care about you and your feelings, even though you're kindly saying, no, I'm not going to do this again with you. We're, trying to stay kind, and they may get in their feelings. So I think sometimes instead of just boundaries, we must set bold boundaries, strong boundaries, and we got to stay firm to them. Why? Because it helps prevent you from caving and protecting your space. It prevents individuals to come into your little piece and disrupt it. They must know what they can and they can't do around you. Sometimes we don't set boundaries right away. Some people like to set boundaries after they're already overwhelmed and already like on their last nerve. That's not the right time to set boundaries. In any friendship, in any relationship, you want to set your boundaries ahead of time. So that way the person would know, hey, I'm a little, touchy-feely on this topic. I don't like when people come into my space. I don't like people to be asking me for $2 and $3 when they know how they can create that, or they're sitting down and not creating it. Then they have relational boundaries, friendship boundaries. Some friends just don't know when to give you your space, even though they probably think they know you for years upon years, and they're like, they still feel like now they own that little territory of your peace. But no, that's my space. That's my peace. So I need to make sure that I am protecting my peace at all time, and it goes for any one of you. I don't know if here you all have any scenarios where you may not have boundaries that you have to set because you already have them in place. Paulette is a little bit delayed when it comes to boundary setting, because I've just I'm a giver by nature. I'm always available. I make myself available for people because I feel like individuals I do care about. So the thing is, I get taken advantage of a lot. So in my life, on my journey, there's a lot of taking advantage, to the point where people don't even care enough to ask you how you're doing. It's always about them, the topic about them, and not knowing that you're also been giving and giving, and you don't know how to just set that boundary because you already got them used to something, and you'll be like, well, when the next person comes in, I'm going to make sure and set the record straight. Well, the next person come in, and you just love them in and go in hunky-dory because you don't want to tamper with nobody's feathers. But today we are going to set the boundaries. Hopefully you all are already setting boundaries and you're following through with them. And also, we're going to know the repercussion of when you set certain boundaries with certain individuals, if they really was in it for you, or they were in it because they were benefiting from whatever they were receiving from you, and the lack of setting boundaries, they made them feel so comfortable that when you no longer want to to continue setting the boundaries, or want to continue allowing them to take advantage of you, then they all of a sudden they have a different attitude, and they're going to find another crazy fool person that's going to go and give them what they're looking for, because they're really not in the relationship for you. They're in the relation for what they can get from you, and that's the constituent friendship that I also warn you guys about. Okay, so my advice, like I mentioned to you guys, is to stay grounded in who you are. Don't let someone guilt you into bending what's healthy for you. You know what's healthy for you. You know what's overwhelming for you as well. So sometimes we may take longer to set those boundaries with individuals because we don't want to hurt nobody's feeling. But in today's day and time, that's second nature, guys. You need to protect you, because nobody else is going to protect you and take care of you like you're going to take care of you. So my advice to all of you guys that's scared to setting boundaries, or already started to set your boundaries, the backlash from them is going to be that, to make sure that you all stay grounded in who you are. You're not responsible for their discomfort, guys. That's another thing. We're so caring individuals, especially the givers, the go-to ones, the ones that's always making sure that everybody else is taken care of, and they lack taking care of themselves. You're not responsible for their feelings. I had a situation, a financial boundary that I had to set. And it's not easy, because sometimes the financial boundaries that you set is with people that you dearly love, but they're so used to you being the old you that when you have to pull up that pants or that skirt, and tie your head, they have a problem with it. So I'm growing and understanding that I'm not responsible for their discomfort, because life is going to be lifing. I got to protect me. My gray hairs that you see me have coming in, and they be coming in, I could tell you that. It's because I'm always worried about somebody else. But I don't get that same thing back, because everybody's so used to me holding the boat, that when it's the turn to respond back, it's lack. Okay? So setting boundaries, don't worry about their feelings, because they ain't worried about yours. All right? Keep being you. It don't change who I am. It don't change who you are if you set a boundary. Being kind, be loving, be respectful doesn't mean being a doormat for nobody. Why you want to be a doormat? I refuse to continue to be a doormat. I'm a human being. I'm a child of God. I still can set boundaries, walking in my faith respectfully to any individual. It don't mean that we're going to be doormats. No. It means you're going to respect me to here. That's the space I'm going to give you. That's it. I'm not sure if you guys can hear the any sounding. How's the sounding coming out? I'm not 100% sure, because I just decided to go on live earlier than the normal, because I really, my kids are waiting on me to take them out today. We made nice little plans with their friends. So, I'm not going to be here for a long time, but I just want to come out here to give you guys a few little tips and bits on, how to get over the lack of boundary that other people are going to be giving you all that negativity, and to help you not feel bad about it. It's okay. Let your consistency speak louder than your feelings. Because the right people will adjust. The wrong ones will fall away. And that is called protection. The right one is going to stay. The right individuals will stay. Trust me. They'll understand. When it comes to finance, they'll understand, like, I'm doing that no more. Don't come to me with the ride or die type of behavior, because you want something from me, and then by the time it's my turn, I am not the priority. Know your space in their life as well, because sometimes we only know the space that we give them in our life, which is priority, but we are not priority in their life. If they can dump on you, even some friends like to dump a lot, throw in all their rocks in. Just test them a little bit. If you have a friend that dumping, and you're listening in and carrying all the baggage. Sorry guys if you hear the lawnmower outside. You know, my husband, he's doing his housely duties. So I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm just here to let you all know, don't feel guilty for setting boundaries. You will have backlash. You're going to have individuals that's going to just decide to just move forward because you said no. I ain't doing it no more. Okay? And it's okay. It's okay. It don't mean that you're mean. It just means that you're protecting your peace. You're protecting your space. You're protecting you. That's what setting boundaries means. And they will not like it. And the ones that stay, they're the ones that was in it for you, not for what you were given to them. I can't understand sometimes how people could take advantage of you, and then the moment you have to tell them, hey, you're mashing my corns, oh, it hurts a little bit, you know, can you lit up a little 2 seconds, it's hurting my foot, and they get offended. They got offended because you spoke up and you're tired of them mashing your foot. We call it mashing on the island. I don't know what y'all call it over here, but I'm an island too, so mashing, okay? It's stomping your feet. I think that's the correct way. But yeah, at the end of the day, you just be like, hold up, ouch, it hurts a little bit. Can you not step on my toes? They're mad because you set boundaries. I don't like it. Stop it. And they can't handle it. So my advice, like I mentioned to you, 4, stay grounded in who you are. Don't let no one guilt you into bending what's healthy for you. You're not responsible for their discomfort. You're responsible for your peace. Keep being you. Nothing changed, guys. All you did was set a boundary to protect your peace. That's all. Continue to be kind. Continue to be loving. Continue to be respectful. But do not allow nobody to use you as a doormat. Because at the end of the day, guys, you're the one that's going to be harmed by it. Why? They're going to move on with their life. They're going to find somebody else so that they can use as a doormat. I am no longer nobody's doormat. 2025 had changed me a lot. And on my faith walk, don't mean I have to be a doormat either. Okay? Either. All right? And the last but not least, let your consistency speak louder than your feelings. Consistency speak louder than your feelings. Let that sink in for a little bit. Okay? Because the wrong people will adjust. The right people will adjust. The wrong ones will fall away. That's why even on your faith walk, guys, you don't have to be, honestly, you don't have to do a whole lot of cutting. Because the moment you on your faith walk and you're doing the opposite of what you were doing, the other one's going to fall away on the wayside. They ain't going to keep up. So all you got to do is keep going. And guess what? The right ones will follow. And the ones that feel like you're doing too much or that's not their thing, they will move on to another devilish behavior, you know? But they're not going to, you're going to keep with your peace. And that's how it is. Stand firm, guys. You're nobody's doormat. On your faith walk or not even on your faith walk, no one should be allowed to use you as a doormat because they feel like they can be entitled for what belongs to you, for what you work so hard for what you hold so dearly to you. Sometimes people feel like they have the rights to go and take it from you. No, you don't have the rights to take it from me. And my question to you guys, what kind of boundaries did you have to put in place in order to protect your peace? That'll be my question for you guys, honestly. That's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Let's see who's in these comments. Hello, Sister Flemings. Hi, FIFA. Welcome in. I'm not sure what that other thing is. It said NBGH, but hi. How are you? Hope all is well. Welcome in. Hit that like button if you have not yet subscribed to Life with Paulette. Also, you just go ahead and get it done and come back again. We'll be on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays And for right now, we are doing it on a daily basis just so that we can work on, you know, getting our little monetization coming slowly but surely. But with all of that, guys, I'm gonna go through here and see how you doing. Hello, Simple Me. How are you doing, sis? Sister Tanya, welcome. You know, I always want to ask you, is it Tanya or Tanya? We got okay. I need to figure that out, sister. Hello, Sister Flemings. How are you? Hope all is well. Well, guys, with that, that's all I have for you guys today. I asked you a question. Anybody want to respond to me in regard? Hi, King Nico. Welcome in, King Nico. Hope all is well with you. Welcome to Life with Paulette. Today discussion was just talking about setting boundaries, and when you do set your boundaries, people's not gonna like it. People don't like it, but you got to set it anyway because you got to protect your peace. You got to protect your peace. You got to protect your space, and you're nobody's doormat. So that was the topic today. The first one, Tanya, Sister Tanya. Okay, good. Sister Tanya, I got it right. Yes, thank you. Hello, Roseanne. How are you? Island Girl Fashion. Greetings. Greetings, Island Girls Fashion. How are you? Hit the like button, please. Today we're just talking about the backlash of setting boundaries and why you must set boundaries, and basically not allow nobody to treat you like a doormat. That's hi, Sister EFP. How are you? Hope all is well. Welcome in with you guys. Oh, thank you guys. Today I came on a little bit early, just a smidge bit early because I have plans. We are taking the kids out, and I just wanted to make sure that I've come on, in an appropriate timing so I can give a little bit of space because we were talking about a subject that is definitely well needed subject, and most individuals do not like to face that subject, which is setting boundaries and not worrying about the backlash of it. We set them, most of us, but we basically do not follow through with them. Okay, and then what happens is, especially if you're on your faith walk or anything that you're on, you always feel like you have to be so vulnerable to everybody else. Sis, that is my old picture. This is a Sister Trudy. Hi, Sister Trudy. Hi. How are you, Sister Trudy? Welcome in. Oh, my sister. Sis, I saw all your other picture. Girl, you look so good. I said, look at my sis all dressed up. I love that hat. You got to tell me where you got your hats, okay? I love it. Sister Trudy. I was like, who's this Island Girl Fashion here? That's Sister Trudy. Everybody say hi to Sister Trudy. So yeah, today we were talking about setting boundaries, and the backlash of setting boundaries. And even, hi Troy. How old am I? Well, wow. Oh my goodness. Why are you asking my age just like that? How are you doing? Don't mind my age. Okay, I am young in heart. I can tell you that much. Um, oh yes, EFP. This is a Trudy. She's from my island, the Bay Island of Roatan. So you're so nice. Oh, thank you, Troy. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for checking us in and everything. But at the end of the day, our topic was setting boundaries, and sometimes the backlash of setting boundaries, you're going to lose a few friends or family members, but it's okay because when you're doing it, you're not doing it for you. You're doing it because you have to protect your peace. You got to protect your space, and that's why you do set boundaries. Sometimes we have to set boundaries from the beginning so that way it don't be so harsh and don't sound or come across as mean after. But sometimes it's hard to set boundaries with certain individuals because you have so much care, you love them so much, you do not know how to just do it at the end of the day. So it's hard, guys. It's very hard, but it's must needed. It's very necessary. Let me see what's going on here. Sister EFP, so how was convocation. I know, I don't know. I think Sister Trudy also went to convocation. You know, both of you guys were in convocation. Hello, Isabella. Welcome, Isabella. Say, I'm struggling, but it's I'm struggling right now. You know, I mean, we actually talked about, instead of using that word, you use positive words like you're thriving, or you know, you're winning. Just so that way you could change the perspective in your head as well. But you know, we all are going through something at this point in time in our life. It's all depending on how we look at it, how we're seeing it. If we see it as a failure, that's just what it's going to be. If you see it as a learning lesson, then that's just how it's going to be as well. You know, you just, everything is going to have either a positive or a negative outcome from it, and it's how you see it. If you see it as something as a hindering, then that's what it's going to be. If you see it as something that's, you know, I need to learn from this it was a little bit much for me, but I have to learn from this and move forward. I think you start seeing the outcome different. Okay. She said, that's my old picture, EFP, or subscribe. Yes, yes. Isabella, me too. You're so nice, Troy. I said, oh, thank you, Troy. Sister Trudy. Yes, sister, I get filled with the Holy Grail in the comment. You get filled with the Holy Girl, I imagine. I wish I was there at the convocation. You know, but Pastor say he's coming to Hawaii. He's coming to Hawaii next year. Okay, and that is when you see, yes, yes. Okay, I'm gonna feel that same feeling. I can't wait. I can't wait for us to have all the good things here on this island as well, instead of everything being, you all are just spoiled on the mainland with all the goodies, you know, but we're getting there. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, congratulations, Sister Trudy. Congratulations, Sister Trudy. You know, receiving the Holy Grail. Okay, I give me a call. You want me to give you a call? Okay, I'll call you, Sister Trudy. All righty, let's see, Georgina. Don't consistently commit to tasks because you don't want to disappoint him or her. You end up being a people pleaser. Yeah. Oh, perfect, Clemens. You know, that's the thing. A lot of us like to be fall into the people pleasing. I myself, when it comes to my family, I'm definitely all into the pleasing. And they're so used to it now that they know if they need something done, or they know they can call Paulette. It's like a new thing. Just tell Paulette. Make sure Paulette know, like, if I'm gonna just come and just their whole life. I'm like, no, I don't like when they say call Paulette. You know, but at the end of the day, they already also knows the good part of being the go-to person is that you're the responsible one when it comes to executing and following through. So everybody that comes to you, that's the good part of them, you know, feeling that you're the one for whatever position because of your responsibilities with you executing and making sure everything has the T's crossed and the I's dotted, you know, which is a good thing, but it becomes overwhelming when it's become so consistent that they continuously keep, you know, just pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. And then by the moment you realize you're already overwhelmed, and then you got to be like, wait, stop. You set that boundary, and they may not like it. You know, it becomes where somebody's going to be upset. You're going to hurt somebody's feeling, or they're going to think you're mean, or you being over the top. You know, you get a whole lot of negativity when it comes to that. But at the end of the day, guys, do it anyway, because we're not worried about their feelings. We were protecting our peace. Okay? All right. Let's see what Troy said, do I have kids? Yes, I have kids. How old do you think I am? Isabella says she's 13. Isabella, you're 13, and on YouTube, my daughter is 12, and we monitor YouTube. You know, she's on either mine's or her father's. It's no own YouTube channels. So if you're 13, yeah, You know, YouTube may not be the best place for you because people can be very mean on YouTube, and you may not be able to handle all that adversities that people be saying, or you know. So be very careful, Isabella. You know, 13 years old on your own YouTube channel is a little bit too much, and you make sure you're taking care of and communicating with an adult. Okay, these YouTube streets is hard on old folks. Imagine a little 13-year-old with somebody telling you how you should look or shouldn't look. It's not healthy. Okay, be very cautious of that. All right, I act happy in the videos, but I'm actually sad. Well, be careful. Be careful, honey. No, Troy. Troy, are you 2 years old? If I have pets, no, I don't have pets. All my neighbors have pets though. Okay. Let me see. Island girl say yes. I don't have pets, island boy, island girl, or island, not island, Troy. Troy, I don't have no pets. Sorry about that. Being says, hello, Sister Shashaya. Okay, so Isabella said her mom allowed her to be on YouTube. Just be cautious, okay? I'm a mother of a 12-year-old, and trust monitoring is definitely. She don't have any YouTube channels, and the only time you're gonna see her on here is because she using my husband, and he's right next to her on his YouTube channel in the living room, like literally. Having your channel is good, but at the same time, just be careful. You're 13 years old, okay? So be mindful. These YouTube streets can be a little tough, especially on 13-year-olds out here, okay? But good luck to you and your channel, okay? Make sure you're communicating with your parents. Hello, Brother Lamar. How are you today? All is well over here. It's just hot. Y'all see me? I mean, it's just hot over here in Hawaii, but we're getting ready to go and take the kids out, you know, just enjoy. So I just decided to come on a little bit earlier so that way I can say hello to you guys in the chat. Oh, try your 8. I was so close. I was so close. Oh, man. Lamar, heat, hot. Oh, yes. It's hot over here. It's humid in Hawaii. And, you know, at the end of the day, guys, you know, it is what it is. That's what they say. So how's everybody else doing? Everybody doing good? Being Sashaya, did everyone heard today's message from Pastor? Oh my gosh. Listen, Sashaya, today's message was right on it. Okay? I hold on, let me button up. He's like, no V-neck, you know, covered. I'm like, okay. About tie myself up in sheets or something. But it was a good topic, guys. It was a great topic. Everything was right on point. I mean, Pastor was just, as always, on fire. Yesterday's message was also awesome. You know, which part of the message did you like most, Shashaya? Did you enjoy? I enjoy when he start hitting on the girls by covering up, and we ain't never wearing lipstick. We ain't never putting on wigs. We ain't never doing this and never that. I was like, okay, all right. Okay, all hope is gone. But it was good. It was good. Anybody else listen to the message today? Lamar, 13,000 steps today, Lamar. Woo, 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 woo. I missed most of the message. I'm going to play it back later. Charging up for another walk around the neighborhood. I'm so proud of you, Lamar. Yay, get those 13,000 steps in. Listen, some days I can barely make 10,000, okay? But I do it. And some days I be up to 14,000. I think I did a 20-something thousand steps before. But let me tell you, Lamar, that's awesome. How many days a week are you planning on pushing it through for those 10,000 steps, Lamar? I got 3. That's all I got. 2 to 3, okay? And I'm earning more towards the 2 because that third one, oh my God, I felt like, let me tell you, Whenever you're going to do anything and you're starting over again, just know that the chiseling, the soreness, the pain that you're going to go through that first week or two is unforgettable. Because I started out last week and I said I was going to be on it. I was on it. Started Monday, Tuesday, doing. And my body, guys, yesterday, from doing all those push-ups, let me tell you, babe, whoo, I felt like my hands, all my joints was on hinges. They were just gonna fall off. I was in pain. Everything hurt. Everything hurt. Nothing was comfortable. It was uncomfortable the whole way. Okay, everything was comfortable the whole way. Lamar, do you mind if I put you as a moderator? I'm gonna put you as a moderator so you can help me out in the chats. If you don't want to be a moderator, let me know before we go off a live. Otherwise, you're stuck forever on Life with Paulette. Oh, Lamar. Okay, I'll take you off. I just thought that you wouldn't mind. I just know you come over every so often. So I took you back off then. No problem. No problem. But anyhow, guys, today's topic, like I said, was setting boundaries, making sure that you don't have no hard feelings, when you have to stand up for yourself and um, not be treated as no doormat for nobody. Setting boundary is definitely a plus. Hard on these troops. I mean, yeah, that's right. So Lamar, I just want to say congratulations to you on your 14,000, 13,000 steps. That's a lot, Lamar. I'm so proud of you for that. Let's just start moving more consistent in our lives. And that goes for myself. I'm doing it. I'm starting out slow. So I'm saying I'm going to give myself 2 to 3 times a week to get those 10Ks in, following up and following through with whatever our plans was. So I'm back onto my gym routine, 4 to 5 days a week. I'm back on my Saturdays workout, which was, I nearly passed out. I told everybody in class, if I pass out, just push me in the corner, please. It was hot. The AC was broken. It was everything that I could have complained about to not do it, but I did it anyway. And now today I'm feeling every part of me that is sore, so I'm drinking a lot of water. I think I didn't have enough water inside of me. I think that there was a lot of, probably need some potassium also to help out the joints. It was so much that your body needs when you take off 7 weeks and not do nothing. Okay, so we're back on it. So update on that, on my move. I already started last week with my gym back again. I need to unflood myself because I've been a little flooded these last couple weeks, and I enjoyed it though. It was good. But at the end of the day, I just want you all to know, just jot it down. Work on whatever you say you was going to do 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years, whatever amount of time, and you haven't gotten done, jot it down. Jot it down, put it on pen and paper, and execute it. Okay? Follow up with it, follow through with it, and then move to the next task. It don't stop. You just keep going, right? Just do it like Nike, okay? But today's topic was, they may not like it, do it anyway. Set your boundaries anyway. Sometimes we got to set boundaries with ourselves. I set boundaries with my move, my fitness, and my health. I had to set boundaries with myself. Like, I would not go to the gym because family members are visiting. I had to set it. You know why? Because we get so overwhelmed and all wrapped up into everybody else, we forget ourselves. And I'm so used to losing me just to make sure everybody else is okay. I needed to check myself. So I checked myself, and we're back on track with that. And then following up on your dreams. What are you doing towards it? Is finance something that you need to tap into a little bit more than what you're doing? Is that an issue? What actions are you taking? Whatever actions you're taking towards whatever goals you want, trust me, if it's in God's will, it will be activated. Let me read through these comments here. Lamar. Georgina said, I just know if a person makes me feel guilty when I'm prioritizing myself, it's time to set boundaries, I say. That's right. Anytime, that's definitely what it's all about. And because not everybody is a I don't care how you feel type of person. Most people, they're very caring. So because they're very caring, they want to make sure that they don't hurt nobody's feelings, and they want to make sure that this one is doing okay and the other person is doing the other thing. So they're not setting the boundaries, and they're feeling guilty because they have to set the boundaries. I don't feeling no guilty if I have to set a boundary. If I'm feeling like you're taking advantage of me, I'm gonna set my boundary. And if you respect my boundary, we're good to go. And if you don't respect my boundary, we're still good to go, because to each his own. To each his own. Lamar say, please don't. Okay, I already took you hard on these troops, I mean. Okay. Lamar, trust me, they can't handle it. Uh-oh. Alrighty. Him and Fleming is talking. EFP, how are you, sis? Thank you, sis. Oh, you're welcome. I also be testing the small meal portion thing. Woo! Let me tell you, that small meal portion thing, one day I learned that one, okay? I tried the meal prepping. I tried, to get the focus in, but because my brains work like 2000, I'm a person that can ask a question and answer it for you. If you so figure it out there, okay? So putting aside the time to do it, I'll do it, but it's not my hot button. It's not something that I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna meal prep today. Woo woo! It's not my hot button. So I'll start it, but I'm not consistent enough to follow through with it. So the first week, maybe the second week, maybe that third week, I'll be like, yeah, we're gonna do it again. And then all of a sudden, she drops the ball because it's not my hot button. So what my husband started to do was, he's like, well, why don't you find a meal prep that's already prepped? And then you go into it, oh, maybe I should get something that I just got put into the microwave, or just reheat, which is good, but then you end up having to deal with all the salt and sodium that's up in there, and all the microwave cancer that they tell you you're going to get. And then all of a sudden it's discouraging, like, oh, okay. Because you could go to Marie Calendar, get a nice little meal that's already portion size, and you stick it in the microwave, you heat it up, and then you could count 3 of those and you're done for the day. Most of the time that sounds cool, right? But then all the extra MSGs and stuff that you're getting in those meals that's been frozen for the longest, it's not healthy, guys. And then you can say, okay, I'm going to go over and have somebody do it for me, like, one of those nutritionist area that they cook the foods and get it prepped for you, just pick it up. But then it goes into cost. So the amount of money that I'm spending for somebody else to do the work is costly, because I need 7 meals, and then 7 3, that's 21 meals for the week. That could be a couple hundreds of thousand. So at the end of the day, I go to Costco, you buy a chicken, and you just figure it out as you go. Throw some salad in there, you get a little bit of brown rice, sometimes quinoa, you get a little. I have little scoops, little cups, and that's what I use. Okay, 1 scoop of that, and 1 scoop of that, and we're done. Drink a whole lot of water. Boom, you're full by the end of the day. So I'm also starting juicing again. So this week I did a lot of my 2 replacement was juicing, more healthier options and stuff like that. So I'm trying my best to get deflooded once again, because anytime you see your neck start to get a whole bunch of family members start to move in, y'all know what I mean. You need to check yourself, okay? We need to check ourselves. Well, let's get these three little families trying. They're trying, but I'm gonna choke them out. They ain't welcome here. All right, we're gonna work on it. So yes, Lamar, you go ahead and do your thing. Yeah, but when you get hungry, make sure you're drinking a gallon of water too, Lamar, because the small portions of meal with the water will help fill you up and keep you a little filler. What helped me a lot too was, before every meal, squeeze a little bit of lemon juice in your water, You could either have it warm or you have it cold, and that helps suppress the appetite. So you don't get hungry. It don't trigger those brain cells for you to eat as much. That's a trick that I was taught here. You know, so just passing it along, brothers. Passing it along. Georgina, much more lively. Okay, there we go. Paulette, it's wise not to overshare personal information with inappropriate people. You don't feel comfortable. Set tight boundaries. Yeah, I mean that's true too. You know, it's one thing when if you don't know, but for me, it's things that I don't share. But what I share is shareable, you know. And we don't you don't have to trust everybody, but sometimes that other person that we're withstanding information from probably have a little bit of knowledge or experience that they can share with you to help assist you with situations that you are going through. But yeah, you know, you don't share your informations with anybody. But at the end of the day, it's nothing wrong with having conversations, because most of the time we all need a little bit from everybody, because everybody's on their own journey and going through their ups and their downs and overcoming, and their story may be similar to your story, and that's how you share it, you know, so you can learn, get some different angles and perspectives and stuff like that. But I don't have any, for me, I always been an open book. I don't have any, I never want to come across as the detective guy, you know, the one that's always gathering all the clues from everybody else and not sharing. I've always been a very open book individual, and I didn't never had a problem setting my boundaries, you know. So for me, sharing something with anybody, I don't feel like they're trying to harm me, because I know that I'm always protective. So it's just a thought process that every individual may or may not have. Some people feel scared to say, you know, what color they are because they feel somebody's out to get them. Well, oh well, oh well, you know, but to each his own. Some people it's more open than others. I'm an open book. I have nothing to hide, you know, and you know, my personality is very extrovert. You know, I'm not an introvert, and I don't have any like, okay, you can't come over here, or you can't go over there, you can stay over. I don't have that. I was never taught that. That's something that you're taught how to be like sheltered, like covered from everybody else, when you know, hey, it is what it is. You go out in the world. If you fly a plane, I remember first my husband would give me examples of his whole family would be like, no, you should not be a pilot, you know, you can die. And then all of a sudden my dad would be like, oh, they tell him you shouldn't be a this a Martian mariner, you can die. And one day, you know, my grandfather is like, and you could go outside and die, like you don't know when you're leaving. So at the end of the day, you don't know. So why you we have introverts, we have extrovert. I'm an extrovert. I have nothing to hide. What you see is what you get. That's it. Period. Now to each his own. But I get what you're saying, you know. Everybody's gonna find their little group. They're gonna find their little clique that they can have conversations with. For me, it's I have nothing to hide, you know. Moving on. Hello, brother Uso Drago. How are you today? Flemings, I'm doing well. Just okay, he's talking to Flemings. Lamar, Life Paulette, I make a big batch of chicken and greens, cook them, freeze them, and keep a small batch in the refrigerator. Man, you know, when I do those little batches, I'll be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And don't make me have to weigh the meal. Like, be like, weigh it. It has to be this amount of pound, this amount of gram. I'll be eating while I'm weighing it. I'm like, this is something else, but good. I try to drink a cup of water each feeding. That's awesome. That's awesome, brother. You're doing great. Continue to push yourself forward. Continue to do what works for you. And at the end of the day, you're going to reap the benefits. I tell you, you're going to reap the benefits. That's how it works. Okay, they're still talking. Let's see. Georgina is laughing. Flemings, why are you laughing at me? Stop laughing at me, Flemings. Flemings is laughing. Okay, that's good then. Lamar said, I'm learning to making seeking the Holy Spirit my one thing. Yes, that's right. That's right. There's a book called The One Thing, and I'm also listening to a book called Mastering the One Thing. Oh, look at you, Lamar. You gonna help me go and buy The One Thing? Let me check that down because I think I like that book. That sounds really good. Mastering the One Thing. And you know, a lot of time, if you are like a avid reader, they be saying the same thing. You just got to find out what is it that they're talking about, and you'll see different books and the same little concept everybody carries with them. Mastering. I'm checking that down, brother Lamar. Mastering the One Thing. I want to see what it's about. Probably focusing, teaching you how to focus and refocus. Okay. Setting boundaries isn't a rejection of other people. It's most times self-care. Yes, ma'am, Sister Flemings. It's self-care. And you're protecting your peace. And once you know that when you set that boundary, that you're protecting you, they should love you enough to respect that. They should. It shouldn't be no, it's like me saying, you pulling out one teeth every time you violate my boundary. And I will have no teeth by the time you finish before you realize, oh, you have no, I took all your teeth away. Exactly, because you didn't know when to stop. You just kept going, eh? And I love you too. So who's the fool? Them or you? You are. Because you have to be firm. You have to set your boundaries and goals down so that way they will know, when enough is enough. And like I mentioned to you guys, it don't have to be just friendship boundaries. It could be financial boundaries. It could be your office space boundaries. It could be your spousal boundaries. It could be your job boundaries, family boundaries, friendship boundaries. Oh, all over. Y'all can choose which one you all want to tackle, because everything can be a boundary, especially if you have to set it. Anything that's going on that you don't like, cut, draw the line, and say enough is enough. So if with that, guys, I'm gonna go and grab this book that brother Lamar just how my brain's tingling. I can't wait to figure out what the Mastering the One Thing. Ooh, that sounds so good. Oh, it's 2 books. Hold on, let me see what he says. Fleming says, Lamar says, wait, I know you might not believe me, but getting filled with the Holy Ghost, it's not hard as many make it. Georgina, Fleming's talking to Lamar. Okay, it's boundary that healthy for you. Yes, Flemings, it's boundaries. And protecting your peace, protecting your space, like you mentioned earlier. You don't bring everybody in. You're more like the detector gadgets. You know everything about others, and you protect yourself, and a few know about you, and that's fine. You're probably an introvert, so that's good for you. But I'm still working on my little extroverties for not over telling everybody. Like last time I was like, hey, I'm at the gym, and I was like, hey, and you're like, everybody was like, no, you don't tell everybody where you at. I'm like, sorry, I'll work on it next time. I haven't done it since though, where I'm at and be like, hey guys, I'm here. No, just the protection. And it's very, you got to always be cautious. Always be cautious. Let's see now. Brother Lamar said, it's 2 books. 2? The One Thing, and the other book is Master of One. Oh, the One Thing and the other one is Master of One. Now you can call me Master. And if you guys want to go ahead and try out these books, Lamar also read a lot of self-development books as well. And he's just sharing two that I'm looking of one that I'm looking at probably going and dazzle these, tests out and see what's in there. It's nothing wrong with it. Georgina Hart says, I'm an introvert, overthinking. I'm like a worker bee. Yeah, and Lamar is an introvert. Isn't that awesome? See, introvert and then extrovert. So introvert, you overthink too much. Extrovert, we're all over. We're like, let's jump off a cliff. Let's go. Like we're just very spontaneous at times. Not all the times though, because sometimes we do get a little bit of common sense around the line. Like you're like, we ain't doing that. But the majority of time we're just like, we want it, we go for it, we jump. A lot of introverts, they overthink it, they want it, but then they overthink themselves out of it, and it's like a constant hamster on the wheel. And we're just opposite. But nice people, just some is more cautious than others. That's how it works. Okay, guys. Well, we're coming up to the hour. I don't want to be long today. I want to stop this at the next couple minutes. Anybody have any final thoughts? Anybody want to share what boundaries did they have in place or are putting in place? Hello, Sister Nicole. How are you? How are you today, sister? Hope all is well with you and baby. Greetings to you and your family, Sister Nicole. Welcome for coming in. And to wrap it up, I just want to let you guys know that today's topic was in regards to setting boundaries, the backlash for setting boundaries, why it hurt, but why you must do it anyway. And for those that miss a few things, from the just coming in, go back and listen into it, to try and get a few tips and not feel so guilty for setting boundaries. It's okay, guys. Setting boundary does not make you mean. It makes you honest. It's best to be honest with an individual than to go behind their back and be like, oh my gosh, Georgina, did you all see Georgina just showed me her big toe? You understand that? And I can't stand when she's showing me her big toe. Instead of saying, Georgina, I don't like it when you show me your big toe. Can you please not show me your big toe anymore? I'll appreciate it. And Georgina will be like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you enjoyed watching my big crooked toe. That kind of stuff. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with the individual that you may have to set. Not one, maybe 2, 3 different types of boundaries on. If someone is upset by you setting your boundaries, it's because they were benefiting from your lack of setting them. And if that person is definitely in agreement with you setting a boundary and they stick around, then they got the memo and they really care about you. But if you set a boundary and the other person decided they're out of here, it was because they're no longer was in it for you. It was all them. And now that you close that little pipe, that faucet, you shut the faucet down, they're gone about their business. That means that's a good thing. They fell off on the wayside. That's a good thing. Set your boundaries. Protect your peace. It don't mean you're going to be mean. It just means that it's going to make the other person uncomfortable until they adjust their sale to your new boundary that you had to set because they didn't know any better. Okay? Stay grounded in who you are. You're not responsible for their discomfort. Keep being you. You don't change because you set boundaries. You're still yourself, right? And let your consistency speak louder than their feelings. Okay? I told you guys at the beginning about financial boundaries. Sometimes we must set financial boundaries. Don't start something that you know you're not going to continue doing. And when a person set a boundary, if you're the person that always, calling up this person, the next person, and they have to set a boundary for you, don't be mad at them. Just be glad that somebody realized that it was about time for them to set that boundary for you. Okay? Take it as a learning lesson. Don't get offended when people set boundaries because they're telling you what is bothering them when you do X, Y, and Z. It's all a learning curve. So go ahead and learn. And sometimes it hurts. And then sometimes, guys, you know, they may not be the right one for you if they decide to get offended because you had to set a boundary. Okay? And with that, guys, right people will adjust, the wrong ones will fall away. And that's called protection. That's all I have for you guys today. We're at the hour mark. Let's see the last little things in the comments. Lamar, Nicole, greetings, Sister Nicole. Lamar, it's your faith and your belief, brother. Those were some wonderful testimony last night. Ooh, Lamar did testimony? I missed something. Aww. Lamar, peace, yes, sir. I'm feeling better by the day, Lamar. Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry, Sister Nicole. Hope all is well with you. Oh, get some rest, sister. You get some rest. Okay. Well, anyway, guys, thank you guys for showing up as always, for, you know, just supporting this channel. I appreciate you guys. For those that's new here, welcome. For those that's coming back, thank you. For those that showed up and left but they didn't send a like, I say thank you as well. You know, and welcome to you guys as well. All the oldies but goodies that keep coming back. I appreciate you guys. And until next time, deuces. Set your boundaries.